Yes, that is what I thought. Perfect. All right, let's grab it. That it's actually a lot heavier than I thought it was going to be. And one day, I swear I'm going to build my big dream pizza oven in the sky. But for now, I've been putting it off too long. I need to make real wood-fired pizza. So I got the Ooni. This is the Ooni Karu. I'd looked at a bunch of cheaper models. Everybody kept saying you got to spend more money because they're garbage. And I kept ending up at the Ooni. So this model accepts charcoal and wood. And I think you can actually blend the two. I'm not positive, but we'll find out later. And there is actually a propane attachment. I didn't get, I think it's like $100, but I'll put a link to it below. I'm really excited about this. Later, I'm gonna make a gluten-free crust. Yes, a gluten-free crust, wood-fired, something you don't see very often. Jen's really excited. Aren't you excited?
I'm so excited.
So I'm gonna dig in and see what we've got. That's exciting. Okay, now I'm more excited. Okay, so I think that's the stone, that's the plate.
Yep.
Well, that's got some weight to it. Nice. I wonder if that's actually going to stamp Ooni onto the crust.
That'd be cool.
Yes. Make great pizza at home. Okay, so I don't know what the warranty actually is, but this says claim your free 3-year warranty. I assumed it was a year like everything else in the world, but maybe it's 3. I really hope there's not a lot of assembly, because I hate that shit. Kind of a door, I think. It is really well packaged. Really well packaged. I think another kind of a door. Has a lot of doors, I guess. That's super heavy. That thing on its own probably weighs 40 pounds. That is really nice looking. Looks like that's about it. It's so pretty. Okay, I think there's parts inside of it. At least I hope there is. Wedged inside of it. A little. Okay, I got it. Now this is going to be the stack. I assume. Feels heavy. Almost dented it right on the first day. Wow, I'm actually really impressed with this. Like I've seen some of the other ones and they use like almost ducting. And this is really, I can't even squeeze that. That's really like a high gauge. It looks like that just screws and locks into place. I don't think they could have made this any easier. It's pretty well self-explanatory. The chimney literally locks into place. There's the cap. So there's the fuel tray and the fuel grate. They literally just go right together, and that's where your fuel source goes, and it goes in the back. So you can see right down in here is where the wood or the charcoal would go. Something so satisfying about this, especially with the Ooni stamp. I love it. And the front door. I'm gonna take this away from the front of my face. So obviously this is like a 1 pizza at a time oven, but people are saying that 1 to 2 minutes it cooks at because it gets up over 900 degrees. We're gonna test that out shortly. I don't know if I need to reinforce this table. I haven't built in a place for it yet, so I'm just using this janky old table for right now. Okay, that was exciting. New toys are fun, but now comes the hard part. Now comes the work, making and eating pizza. So Ooni recommends that you have these little fire starter pouches. I didn't get them. I totally forgot because on Amazon, they were really expensive. They were like a third or a quarter the price at Home Depot and the other hardware stores. So I'm gonna go ahead and use some self-starting charcoal and a little bit of kindling, and I'm gonna hope this works because I really have not done this before. I've also got some wood chips now. I'm really curious to know how this is gonna work out later if I soak these. These obviously are dry, so I don't know if they're gonna impart any flavor. I don't know if you soak them, if it's not gonna burn or whatever, but I'm gonna put some on anyway, because I'm cool like that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and measure this, but you have to make sure that your wood is within a certain amount of length so that it fits. Okay, then you gotta take this. This doesn't fit in the back, so you have to shove it all the way from the front back here. Remove the back door, and we're gonna fire this up. Gonna have to hold it here for a minute, I think, to let the charcoal go, because I did not get the right stuff. Okay, now the fire is going, I think. I hesitate to even do that because I don't want to fizzle it, but that goes on, and the front as well. And you have to make sure that this is up and down so that this is open to allow air to do with the fire and the physics and the stuff. So that's about exactly 10 minutes from the time that the flame took hold and I put the door back on, and we're at 284 degrees Celsius. That's pretty damn fast. Now I do have a blend of charcoal and wood, so obviously that works. Now I measured the stone and it's 13 by 13, that's what they say. You have a little more room on the sides, and my 12-inch wide by 14-inch pizza peel fits perfectly inside. I have no idea how this is gonna go with pizza, but I know it goes great with cooking pizza. And it is Vigilance! That's an aggressive wine name. So that's a Cab Sauv from California. Cab Sauv, of course, is the vintner's lazy way of saying Cabernet Sauvignon. So I'm gonna make a gluten-free crust. Gluten-free! And I get this recipe from Meaningful Eats. I've tried it a bunch of times. It works out awesome. Now, I've never tried it in a pizza oven, a proper pizza oven, and I don't know that it was developed for a proper pizza oven. I also changed the recipe slightly, like everybody does. So if you try this version, and for some reason it doesn't work out, don't blame Meaningful Eats. Blame this guy right here. Now the gluten-free flour blend is one of the ways where it differs. I'm using Jen's, and this one actually doesn't have xanthan gum, so that's a pretty important difference. But like I said, I've done it before baking these pizzas in the oven, and it works out really, really well. Now, aside from the baking flour, they also call for almond flour. But Jen can't tolerate almonds. And if she has almonds, I can't tolerate Jen. So I sub in cassava flour, and it's always worked out just fine. So that's pretty proper for a gluten-free crust. Now I'm gonna get 2 pizza crusts out of that. I'm gonna cover it, let it rise for 30 minutes. Then we spread it and form it, let it rise for another 10 minutes. Then we pre-bake it in the oven, add the toppings, and rebake it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little concerned on how this is gonna turn out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna heavily oil a 12-inch pan, cook the crust in the Ooni for now, and see what happens. So there it is, that's the reality. I realize on YouTube I could spend another 22 minutes making this look beautiful, but then that would be bullshit. This is what it actually looks like if you do it yourself. This is what it's gonna look like. I'm not gonna spend the 22 minutes because that's real. It's still gonna taste good. All right, so I had no choice but to actually put it in the uni. It was literally like 40 seconds. I turned it 40 seconds at about 250 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is Fahrenheit, a zillion, I'm not sure. But it's kind of sticking to the pan. Again, if you want a decent gluten-free crust, then you're gonna have to do a little bit of work. So I'm just peeling this off right now, loosening it up, because I'm on the wine. So far that really doesn't look bad for gluten-free, but let's see what happens. Moment of truth. So that's 403 degrees Celsius in just about 15 minutes, and I think that's lots hot enough to cook this gluten-free pizza. I feel like 500 might be too hot. I don't think this is gonna work right. So for a first attempt, it worked out a lot better than I thought it was going to with the gluten-free crust. Took a little bit of finesse, gluten-free always does. But honestly, I'm so impressed with this thing. I mean, it's obviously going to use charcoal and the wood. Around every 10 minutes, I had to top it up with wood. I'm using wood about this size. It's pretty dry, but it takes hold right away. And they've obviously got the air circulation really tight on this thing, and it's really well insulated. However, the outside, that's 49 degrees Celsius. So you could probably cook an egg. You can definitely cook your hand on this thing. Now, I'm really glad I didn't go with a cheaper model. There was the Fyra, which was, I think it was like $100 or so cheaper, but it only used like wood pellet. I didn't want to try to find wood pellets every time I wanted to cook a pizza. So this one with the dual fuel, with the option of gas for the price, I'm really excited about. So obviously, bottom line, I'm impressed. Do your own research, but I can't imagine for the price doing a whole lot better than this. Only time will tell, but probably in another month or so, I'll put an update with some different things other than pizza and see how it turned out. And to be honest, I couldn't wait any longer. I'm gonna try some garlic mushrooms. It says it's okay to use cast iron. That's a 10-inch pan and it fits perfectly. I'm gonna turn the louver down to control the heat a little lower. Then I'm excited. Subscribe if you want to find out how they turn out.